Hello everyone, ARG back with some more Out of the Park Baseball 25. Today we are playing some more Expos action. During the last two streams I managed to sweep a 4-game series against the Braves. That was pretty cool, especially that last game there with that 6-run, 6th inning that, as you can see on the screen. That was a beautiful, nice comeback. Today we are going to play a 3-game series against the Astros. Astros are still not doing too hot. They are 14 and 26 on the year, and they have one injury. It is their closer slash stopper, Fred Gladding. So other than that, they are pretty healthy, so not a whole lot to talk about other than that, other than we are going to try to sweep them as well. Alright, let's do this. Alrighty. Alright, so, well, let's get going. We're going to be playing the first game against Larry Dierker, and we're going to be sending our 5th starter that has skipped his last couple of starts, I believe, Mike Wigner. He hasn't played as much. Of course, he is our 5th starter, and as most of my pitchers, sadly, he has the tendency to allow more walks than strikeouts. A stat that I am not too enamored with, but it is what it is. Alrighty. John Bateman is tired, so we're gonna go ahead and play Bocabella instead. I usually don't play Ron Brand as catcher unless I don't have a choice. I like his versatility. He can play many positions, so we're gonna play Bocabella here. Alright, and he is terrible offensively. Let's do the Maury Wills bats 9th type of deal. We're gonna try to lead off with Ty Klein. He's been doing good doing that lately. So, all right, we are ready to go. Astros are going to go with Joe Morgan leading off, playing second base. Dennis Menke, shortstop, batting second. Cesar Cedeno, first baseman, is going to be batting third. Jimmy Wynn, the center fielder, going to be batting cleanup. Kurt Blefary in left field, batting 5th. Doug Rader, the third baseman, on a cold streak, batting 6th. Johnny Edwards, the catcher, batting 7th. And then Norm Miller in right field, batting 8th. All right, folks. Let's get going. Play ball! Alright, so we are on the road. We are playing in Houston today, so no Parc Jarry for us this evening. And let's get it going with Ty Klein leading off the game. 0-2 the count, so maybe not a good start there. We'll see. And he struck out swinging. Alright, so not a good start. Alright, Manny Mota is next. 2-2, 1 out. Struck out swinging as well. Jeez. You don't have to be allergic to making contact. Alright, Rusty Stubb, 2 outs, full count. And that's it to right, but it's going to be cut there by Miller for out number 3. Very quick inning here. Now we're going into the bottom of the first with Joe Morgan leading up for the Astros. 2-2 the count. That's it to center. Klein is right there and he catches it for out number 1. Dennis Menke is next. 2-2 the count. Struck out swinging. Alright. Then Cesar Cedeno, 1-0. Oh, that's it to center. That's going to be extra bases all the way to the fence. Klein sends it back to the infield, and that's going to be a double for Cedeno. The inning is still alive with a double by Cedeno. That's going to bring in Jimmy Wynn. Full count, 2 outs, and he walks. Right, so Wigner having problems getting out of the first inning here. 2 on, 2 outs for Bliffery. Full count, and he walks as well. Now the bases are loaded. For Doug Rader, he's on a cold streak. Hopefully that helps. Full count. Oh, that was ball 4, but he swung at it and it's a little pop. And Maury Wills is there, catches it for out number 3. All right, the Astros load the bases after 2 outs, but they fail to bring anybody around to score. Top of the second, we're still scoreless here at the Astrodome. Mac Jones, the batter now, 2-2 the count. And he struck out swinging for out number 1. Right, Bob Bailey is next. 1-2 the count. And he struck out looking. Floyd Wicker now, 1-0. Grounds it to second. Morgan to first, and that's out number 3. So Larry Dierker here is very hard to hit at this point. All right, Johnny Edwards leading off the bottom of the second for the Astros. 1-1 the count. That's it to right, and it's gonna fall in front of Rusty Stubb for a base hit. Alright, Norm Miller is next. Full count. Struck out swinging. Oh, that's good. Alright, so there's 1 out, run around first for Larry Dierker. 1-0. What was that? Oh, he bunted and he popped it and it was cut by Bocabella. So that's out number 2. The runner doesn't advance, so the sacrifice attempt was unsuccessful. Now Joe Morgan, the batter, 1-2. Oh, that's line to third. Wicker is there, and that's out number 3. Alrighty, so right, John Bocabella is the next batter. No count. Grounds it to third, and he's easily thrown out at first for out number 1. Mike Wigner now. Full count to him. And he struck out swinging. Oh, the ball eludes the catcher. But we are thrown out at first for out number 2. No, he's safe. Oh, looks like the ball made it there first, but hey, I'll take it, right? All right. Let me do this. All right, Maury Wills now the batter with a runner on first and 1 out. Sorry about that. Right, no count to him. Oh, that he popped it foul towards first base. That's cut by Cedeno for out number 2. Alright, so Ty Klein is the batter now. 2-1 the count. Grounds it to short. And that's going to be out number 3. Alright. Not a whole lot going on for the Expos in this game so far. Dennis Menke, bottom of the third. 1-0 the count. And what a catch by Maury Wills here. He dove to catch it for out number 1. Cesar Cedeno is next. 2-1 the count. Grounds it to short. And that's out number 2. Jimmy Wynn with 2 outs, full count. And he walks. So another 2-out walk for the Astros with Kurt Blefary, the next batter, full count. And he struck out swinging. Alright, no runs still on the board, top of the 4th incoming with Manny Mota leading up for us, full count. That's it to right. Oh, but that's cut there by Miller for out number 1. That looked like it was hit pretty well. Alright, Rusty Stubb now, 3-1. And he walks. Alright, we'll take it. Mac Jones, 0-2. Struck out swinging. Yikes. That's already 6 strikeouts for Dierker. Alright, Bob Bailey with 2 outs, runner on first, 1-2. And that's it to right, and that's gonna be our first base hit of the game. And on the play, Rusty Stubb makes it to third base. So we have runners on the corners and 2 outs for Floyd Wicker. 1-1, grounds it to second. And he's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Expos get 2 base runners, but cannot send anybody across to score. Still no score at the Astrodome. Alright, Doug Rader is next. Full count to him. Runs it to short. He's thrown out at first for out number 1. Johnny Edwards is next. 2-2 the count. Struck out swinging. 2 outs now. For Norm Miller, no count. Grounds it to first. Bailey takes it to the base himself, and that's out number 3. Astros go down in order for the first time this game, going into the top of the 5th. It's going to be John Bacabella leading off for us, 2-2. And he struck out looking. Mike Wigner now, 2-1. That's it to right. Metter after it. And he catches it for out number 2. Now we're going to have Maury Wills, 3-0 to count. And he walks on 4 pitches. Alright. So runner on first and 2 outs for Ty Klein. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Well. Alright, Larry Dierker leading off the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 to count. Still no score here in Houston. And that's it. And oh, Manny Mota with the jump, and he catches it for out number 1. Joe Morgan is next, no count. Grounds it to second. And Mota with the throw, that's out number 2. Dennis Menke now, 2-2 to count. That's it to left. That's going to be a base hit. Falls in front of Mac Jones. So, yet again, the Astros with a 2-out base runner. Man, Wigner is almost out of gas already. Cesar Cedeno, runner on first 2 outs, no count. Grounds it to short, Wills with the throw, and he's out at first. So we have a pitcher's duel here, although Dierker is pitching much better than Wigner. Alright, Manny Mota, the batter, 1-0, top of the 6th. This game is cruising along. It goes fast when you don't score any runs, and it falls in front of Wynn in center field. So we have a leadoff base runner. Now let's see if we can do something with that. So far our base runners came with outs. So Rusty Stubb, 1-1. Oh, the runner goes and he's out. Crap. Well, there goes our base runner. Alright, 1-2 to Stubb now. Rounds it to short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 2. That probably would have been a double play anyway. Alright, Mac Jones now. No count. 2 outs. Grounds it to first. Cedeno takes it to the first base, and that's out number 3. Bottom of the 6th, Jimmy Wynn leads off. Full count, sorry. And he walks to lead off. Alright, that brings in Kurt I struggle with his name, I don't know why. Kurt Bleffery. 2 into the count. Oh, he popped. Bocabella's there, so is Wicker. Wicker gets it for out number 1. Doug Rader is next, full count, and he walks. Alright, Johnny Edwards now, 2 on, 1 out. 1 and 2. And, oh, that's it to short, and that's a double play. And the inning is over. Oh, just like that. It went faster than I could talk. Right, top of the 7th, Bob Bailey leading off. 3 and 1 to count. And he walks. Alright, lead off runner again. Let's try to not get caught stealing this time. Floyd Wicker, runner on first, nobody out. 2 and 1. Grounds it to second, and okay, there's no double play, but they did get Bailey at second. That's a fielder's choice. Runner on first, 1 out for John Bocabella. 1 and 0, and he bunts. Oh, they got the runner at second base. That's not good. Alright, so there's 2 outs, runner on first, and man, Wigner is pretty much out of gas. Should I pinch it for him? 3 and 1 to count, and that's a base hit to center. Whoa! Oh no! And Bocabella became a little too ambitious there, and he got thrown out at third on the play. All right, so there goes the nice piece of inning by my pitcher. All right, so that's gonna be the last inning for Wigner, regardless of what happens. Bottom of the 7th, Norm Miller the batter, 1 and 0. That's it to left. Mac Jones is there. Right, that's going to be out number 1. Larry Dierker is the next batter with 1 out, 1 and 1. It's it to right. Oh, what a play by Rusty Stubb. He dove to get it. 2 outs. Now Joe Morgan is the batter. Full count. And he walks. Dennis Menke, runner on the first 2 outs, 3 and 0, and he walks on 4 pitches. Alright, Cesar Cedeno now, 0 and 2, grounds it to the pitcher, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. Alright, so 2 runners get on base for Houston, nobody comes in across the score. Top of the 8th incoming. And Maury Wills is going to lead off that inning. 1 and 0. And that's it to first. And he's thrown out for out number 1. Ty Klein, 0 for 3. Not exactly what I was expecting to see with him leading off. And he struck out twice, too. Oh, 3 and 0 now. And he walks on 4 pitches. All right, we have a little bit of speed on the bases. Alright, Manny Mota. No count. Grounds it to second. 2 seconds for 1, and there's no relay. So that's another fielder's choice. Runner on first, 2 outs for Rusty Stubb. 1 and 0 to count. That's it to right. Oh, that's a base hit. And Ty Klein goes out. Oh no, it's not Klein. It's Mota makes it to third on the play. Alright, so runners on the corners, 2 outs for Mac Jones, 1 and 0. That's it to short. And the runner is out at second base, and that's the end of the 8th inning for us. No score still. I have to pull Wigner out. His arm is going to fall off. put Jerry Robertson for him. I'm not gonna do a double switch. We'll see what happens. Alright, Jimmy Wynn, bottom of the 8, 1 and 2. Struck out looking. Right, Kurt Bleffery, 3-0. And he walks. Alright, John Mayberry comes in as a pinch hitter. 3-1. Grounds it to second. 2 seconds for 1. There's no relay, so it's another fielder's choice. Now there's 2 outs, runner on first for Johnny Edwards, 2-1. That's it to left for a base hit. Alright, the inning is still alive. Two on, 2 outs for Norm Miller, 1 and 2. Struck out swinging. Alright, top of the 9th, still no score in Houston. Bob Bailey, Larry Dierker still on the mound. 1 and 1. And that's a base hit to center. Awesome. Alright, Floyd Wicker is next. No count. Oh, Bob Bailey's going. Oh, and he's safe. Alright, so we have a runner in scoring position. I think I'm going to pinch run for him. We're gonna bring Clendenon as a pinch runner. Not that he's super fast, but he's a smart base runner. That's what I want right now. Alright, Floyd Wicker now with a runner in scoring position. Nobody out. 1 and 2. Come on, man. Don't dump in the shovel. Grounds it too short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. The runner makes it to third on the play. So now we have a runner on third, 1 out for John Bocamilla. Come on, buddy. 0-1. Oh, that's popped foul towards first. So now we absolutely need a base hit. Alright, we're gonna pinch it for Robertson. We're gonna bring in the good old Jim Ferry. And 2. And he struck out swinging. Alright. We got a runner all the way to third base, but he didn't come in to score. I guess I can keep Clendenon at first, that's fine. He can play first, right? Yeah. Alright, and now we are going to bring the old Roy Face. Alright, Roy Face facing off against Yizu Sulu, who is coming in as a pinch hitter. No count. That's a base hit to center. Astros get a leadoff runner, just like we did with Bob Bailey. Joe Morgan is next, runner on first, nobody out, 1-1. That's popped. Wheels gets underneath it, and he catches it for out number 1. Dennis Menke is next, 1-1. Oh, and he bunts, and oh, that's cut by the pitcher. So that's 2 outs, and the runner does not advance. Alright, Cesar Cedeno with 2 outs now, full count. Grounds it to short. The throw by Wheels is good, and we are going to go to extra innings. There is no score here in Houston, heading into the top of the 10th. Maury Wheels is going to face off against Bill Henry, who's coming in relief. 1-2. Grounds it to third, and that's a good throw for out number 1. Ty Klein is next, 2-1. Grounds it to short, and he's thrown out at first for out number 2. Right, Manny Mota now with 2 outs, 0-1. Grounds it to short, and he's out. So bottom of the 10th incoming, still no score. Jimmy Wynn facing off against Face. 1-0. And he hits it too short. The throw by Wills is good. That's out number 1. Kurt Bleffer is next, 3-0. And he walks on 4 pitches. Marty Martinez playing third base now, 1-0. It's it to right, and it's gonna fall in front of Stubb. And on the play, the runner makes it to third and second. So now there's 2 runners in scoring position and only 1 out for Johnny Edwards. 0-2. That's a base hit to center. We lost 1-0. Whew, that was not exactly a big game offensively. Ooh. Willie Davis had a 5-hit game against the Cubs. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and advance today. Probably nothing happened there. Nope. Man, my GM is very quiet. Alright, we're gonna play game 2. We lost the first one 1-0 in 10 innings. We're gonna be facing off against Don Wilson. We're gonna send Bill Stillman. Bill Stillman had a fantastic game his last time out. So we're gonna hope that that's the Bill Stillman that we see again. Oh, alright. Let's play ball. I guess I'm gonna play Ron Braun at catcher today. I feel like it. They didn't really work out with Ty Klein leading off, so we're gonna leave him where he is. Let's go like this. Alright, Joe Morgan, Dennis Menke, Jimmy Wynn, John Mayberry, Kurt Bleffery, Doug Rader, Johnny Edwards, and Norm Miller. So Mayberry in for Cedar Cedeno is pretty much the only change for the Astros. Alright, hopefully we can avenge that loss. We have a better record than the Astros. Alright, Maury Wills leading off against Don Wilson to start the game. Wilson has 4 good pitches, so that might be tough. 2-0 to count to Maury Wills as we tour the stadium. Alright, that's it. To left for a base hit. Alright, it's gonna foul in front of Bleffery or whatever his name is. So we have a runner on first and nobody out for Manny Mota, 0-1. Oh, and that's a bad pitch. Maury Wills is gonna end up at second base on the play. 1-2 to Mota. Struck out swinging. Rusty Stubb now, 2-0. Grounds it to second. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. Wills makes it to third base on the play. Mac Jones now, 2-0. Grounds it to first. And he is thrown out for out number 3. Expos do nothing with a base runner, and we are heading into the bottom of the first with Joe Morgan leading off. 1-1 to count. Grounds it to short, Wheels with the throw, and that's out number 1. Dennis Menke is next. 0-1. Grounds it to third. The throw by Wicker, that's out number 2. Now Jimmy Wynn, full count. And he walks. 2 out walk. John Mayberry is next. 1-0. Grounds it to the pitcher. And he's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Astros get a walk, but nothing else. And top of the second with Bob Bailey. 0-2, the count. Oh, that's it really well to right, and that's out of here. That's a solo blast for Bob Bailey, and he puts us on the board for the first time in this series. 403 feet blast for Bob Bailey, and it is 1-0 for the Expos. Ty Klein is the batter now, no count. Hits it to left, Bleffery is there, and that's out number 1. Ron Brand is next, 1-0 the count. That's it to center for base hit. Oh, and Wynn juggles the ball. So Brand makes it all the way to second base on the play, so we have a runner in scoring position for Floyd Wicker. 3-1. Oh, that's popped. The third baseman Raider is there, and that's out number 2. Alright, so now we have Bill Stoneman with 2 outs, runner in scoring position. 1-2 the count. And he struck out poorly. That was a piss poor swing there. Right, bottom of the second, Kurt Bleffery is the batter. 1-2. And he pops it. Mota is there. So is Wills, and Wills is going to get it for out number 1. Doug Raider now, 2-2. Struck out swinging. Johnny Edwards, full count. And he walks. Another 2-out walk. Allowed by Stoneman. Now Norm Metter is the batter, 2-2. And that's a base hit to center. So all of a sudden, there's 2 runners on after 2 outs. And Don Wilson is the batter. No count. And we hit him. Oh, God. So now we loaded the bases. 2 outs for Joe Morgan. No count. And that's a base hit to center. That should score 2. And it does. It's 2-1 for the Astros. Right, Dennis Menke now. No count. That's a base hit to right. Should score 2 more. It's going to be 4-1 for the Astros. We have the bad Bill Stoneman on the mound again. Alright, Jimmy Wynn now. Runner on first, 2 outs. No count. The runner goes, and he's safe. So Menke with a stolen base. That's his first steal this season. 2-1. And it's it to first to Bailey. Takes it to the base himself. That's out number 3. The Astros score 4 in this inning. All that after 2 outs. Top of the third incoming. Maury Wills is going to lead off for us. 3-0 count. And Wills walks on 4 pitches. Manny Mota now. 1-0. That's it to center for a base hit. Alright, maybe we can get something going of our own. 2 runners on. Nobody out for Rusty Stubb. 2-2. Grounds it to short. 2 seconds for 1. That's the only out. Fielder's choice. Runners on the corners. Oh, Joe Morgan got hurt, but he gets to stay in the game. Right, 1 out for Mac Jones. 2-1. It's it to second. Oh, that's a base hit. Alright, so it's 4-2 to count. The score now, sorry. Right, 2 on, 1 out for Bob Bailey. 0-2. And he struck out looking. Ty Klein now, 1-1. And he pops it, and that's going to be the end of the inning. Edwards is there to catch it. The Expos do get a run back. It is now 4-2 Houston. Right, John Mayberry is the next batter. 0-2. Bottom of the third. Struck out swinging. Right, Kurt Blefary now, 3-0. And he walks on 4 pitches. Doug Grader, runner on first, 1 out, full count. Oh! We cut Blefary out at first. That's good, that's good. Alright, full count. And he walks. Right, Johnny Edwards, runner on first, 2 outs, 1-2. And that's it. Oh, that's caught by Mota, who leaped to catch that one. Top of the 4th incoming. We're down 2. Ron Brand, 2-0. He pops it. And Joe Morgan is there, catches it for out number 1. Floyd Wicker now, 0-1. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 2. Bill Stolman, no count. Grounds it to first. And he is out. 3 up, 3 down for the Expos. Bottom of the 4th incoming. Norm Miller for the Astros, 1-2. Grounds it to short. Wills with the throw, and that's out number 1. Don Wilson is next, 1-1. We drilled him first time out. Grounds it to third. And that's a good throw by Wicker for out number 2. Joe Morgan now, 3-0. And he walks on 4 pitches. And yet again, a 2-out walk. Dennis Menke, 2-2. Struck out swinging. Alright, that's the end of the inning. Top of the 5th, we need at least 2 runs to tie it. Maury Wills, the batter, 2-1. That's a base hit to center. Right, so we have a runner on first, and he has speed. Alright, Manny Mota. Run on first, nobody out. No count. And Mota bunts. That's a good sacrifice. So now we have a runner in scoring position and only 1 out. Rusty Stubb is the batter. 3-1. And he walks. Alright. 2 on, 1 out for Mac Jones. He has a pretty good opportunity to do some damage here. Full count. That's it to left, and that's gonna fall in for a base hit. Now the bases are loaded for Bob Bailey, who already has a solo home run in this game. Now he can really do some damage here. Come on, Bob. 1-2. And he struck out swinging. Ty Klein now, bases loaded, but 2 outs. Alright, Ty Klein now, as I said. And he grounds it to short, and that's out number 3. Sadly, we cannot capitalize on the bases loaded. We had a strikeout and a ground out. Alright, Jimmy Wynn now. 2-2. Strikeout swinging. John Mayberry is next, 0-2. And he struck out looking. Oh, no, okay, sorry. You went too far on his swing. Kurt Blefary is next, 1-2. And he grounds it to the catcher, and that is out number 3. Alright, quick inning. I like those. Right, we need some runs here. We do have 7 hits, but only 2 runs. Now Don Wilson still on the mound. Ron Brand is the batter, 2-1 the count. And he hits it weakly. That's got there by the shortstop, Menke for out number 1. Floyd Wicker now, full count. Pops it. And that's cut by Menke for out number 2. So 2 batters on and nobody got the ball out of the infield. Bill Stoneman is the next batter. 2-2. And he struck out. Oh boy. Alright, Doug Rader. 0-1. Bottom of the 6th, we're still down. 4-2. Grounds it to short, and that's going to be a base hit, I believe. It's an infield single. Yep. Alright, Johnny Edwards is next. Full count. And he walks. Norm Miller, 1-0. Oof. Alright, that's going to be extra bases all the way to the fence and right. Yeah, that's a triple. Alright, so 2 more runs on the board for the Astros. It is now 6-2. Don Wilson is now the batter. 1-2 the count. He pops it. That's cut by Wills for out number 1. Let's see if Stoneman can get out of this inning. Joe Morgan, runner on the 3rd, 1 out, 2-2. That's a base hit to center. It's going to be 7-2 the score. Dennis Menke now, 1-2. That's it to right. And that's out of here. Alright, that's also Bill Stoneman is going to be out of here as well. It's 9-2 to score. Wow. Really not having the same kind of luck that I did against the Braves, that's for sure. Alright, Bill Stoneman, that was it for you. We're going to go with... I guess we're gonna go with Howie Reed. He's my long reliever. I need some innings here. Alright, Jimmy Wynn. Of course, the bases are empty. 1 out, no count. That's it to left. Mac Jones is there. Catches it for out number 2. That brings up John Mayberry, no count. And that's going to be a solo blast. It is 10-2 for the Astros. Alright. Kurt Blefary now, no count. It's it to right. Rusty Stubb is there, and that's out number 3 finally. The Astros add 6 runs on the board. It is 10-2. I hope that you guys have piled up quite a few small miracles, because we're going to need all of them to come back in this one. Maury Wills, top of the 7th, 0-1. Grounds it to second, and that's out number 1. Manny Mota is next. 2-2. Rounds it to short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 2. Rusty Stubb now. He's a little bit in a slump right now. I feel like he hasn't been doing all that much lately. 0-1 for Stubb. It's it to center. And that's cut. Diving by Win for out number 3. Nothing to show for the Expos. Alright, Ray Busey is the pinch hitter. Full count. Rounds it to third. Wicker with the throw, that's out number 1. Johnny Edwards, 1-2. Grounds it to short. Mario Wills with the throw, that's out number 2. Jackie Brandt is the batter now, comes in as a pinch hitter, 0-2. Struck out swinging. Alright. Top of the 8th incoming, Mac Jones, 2-1 the count. Grounds, oh, that's gonna be a base hit to center. Here's the big rally that we need. And the last time that I kind of made a joke about it, it actually happened and I won. So who knows? Now Bob Bailey, runner on first, nobody out, full count. And he walks. Oh ho ho! All of a sudden we have 2 base runners. Nobody out for Ty Klein. 2-1. And he pops again. Ty Klein struggling for the first 2 games of this series, and he's out. Ron Brown is the next batter. No count. And that's a base hit to center. Alright. Oh, the runner goes. And he's safe. It is 10-3. Floyd Wicker is next. 3-0 to count. And he walks on 4 pitches. So the bases are loaded. With 1 out. I'm going to bring in, of course, it's going to be Jim Ferry. Full count. Oh God, and he pops it. That's cut by Joe Morgan for out number 2. That was an infield fly anyway. So now full, bases are full, 2 outs for Maury Wills, 0-1. And he pops. And that's out number 3. Alright, we reduced the lead to only 7 runs. It is 10-3 for the Astros. Let's see here. I guess I'll go with Robertson again. Right, Don Wilson still in the game. No count. And that's going to be a base hit. Alright, so we allow a base hit to the opposing pitcher. Bob Watson comes in as a pinch hitter. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Dennis Menke is next. 0-2. Rounds it to short, and that's going to be a double play. I believe. I was scratching my eye. I couldn't see very well, but yeah, it was a double play. Alright, top of the 9th, Wade Blessing Game is going to come in to close out the game. It's a little bit of a rout. Manny Mota's going to lead off. I'm not going to bother with pinch hitters. Is it bad? Does that make me a bad manager? Oh, a base hit from Mota to center. Alright. Well, let's win this 11-10, shall we? We just need 8 runs. Alright, Rusty Stubb now. Full count, runner on first. And he walks. Oh God, I was going to pinch hit for Mac Jones, but he has 3 hits today, so I think he deserves to save the game. 1-0. And, oh, that's cut by the shortstop there for out number 1. Bob Bailey, 2-0. That's it to right for a base hit. Alright. bases are loaded with 1 out. I am going to pinch it for Ty Klein. He's having a terrible game. So we're going to go with Don Clendenon, I think. Right, Don Clendenon coming in to pinch it against the lefty. Full count. That's it. Oh, that's it all the way to the fence. That's going to score some runs here. Clendenon with a nice piece of hitting. Right, it scores 2 runs. It is 10-5 for the Astros here. Oh, Don Clendenon was hurt. I guess I'm gonna go with Jose Herrera then. Alright, Ron Braun is going to bat. 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out. 3-1 the count. Oh, it's up to the pitcher. And he's thrown out at first for out number 2. Alright, so there's only... yeah, we have only 1 out to play with now. We're going to bring Gary Jestad as a pinch hitter for Floyd Wicker. 1 into the count, 2 runners in scoring positions, 2 out. That's it to left, and that's going to be the game. We lost game 2, 10-5. That's not good. And we might have lost Don Clendenon, but I don't think it's going to be for long because it was a orange cross. Usually that means that it's a day-to-day injury. Or at least a playable injury. We'll see. Yeah, he's day-to-day 1 day with groin soreness. Oakland comes up empty against Banson. Alright. Then Don Sutton with a complete game shutout against the Cubs. All right, we're gonna advance 1 day. Oh, Alou out of care. Oh, is it Felipe Alou? Yeah, Felipe Alou did get hurt against us in the last string. Yeah, he's out 4 to 5 months. He got hurt against us. Wow. He has a fractured ankle. Yikes. Sucks for the Braves. And no movement for our team as usual. That's pretty much par for the course at this point. Alright, so we're going to play last game of the 3-game series against the Astros. That has not been going as well as against the Braves. So, yeah. We're going to be facing off against Denis Lemaster. He's 1-6. Hopefully we can win against him. He's a lefty. Alright, you know what? I'm going to play Ron Braun at catcher again. And I'm going to give Murray Wills a day off. Oh, that's a lefty, huh? That's okay. We're gonna try. Alright, let's try like this. Trying to shuffle my lineup a little bit, trying to find a winning combination. Astros are going to go with Morgan, Menke, Cedeno, Wynn, Blefary, Raider, Edwards, Miller. So basically Cedeno is back in and Mayberry is out. And Carl Morton is going to be on the mound for us. Alright, so Ty Klein leading off here. 1 into the count, little tour. Now their pitcher has not a good record, so I'm hoping that we can, you know, do something. Do something! And he grounds out to first for out number 1. Alright, Manny Mota now, 2-1. That's a base hit. Oh, that's going to go all the way to the fence. That's going to be extra bases, folks. And that's a stand-up double for Manny Mota. Alright, Rusty stop now. Runner in scoring position, 1 out, 1-2. And he struck out swinging. Brings up Mac Jones with 2 outs now. Full count. That's it to center. And Win is there. Catches it for out number 3. Nothing for the Expos in the top of the first. Well, we did get a hit, but didn't come across the score. Joe Morgan now facing off against Carl Morton. 0-2 the count. Rounds it to first. Oh god, Bailey boots it. So we start with an error. That's not good. Dennis Menke, runner on first, nobody out. 1-0. Oh, now that's a bad pitch. Oh boy. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. 2-1 the count. Rounds it to short. Wine with the throw. That's out number 1. Cesar Cedeno now, 1-0. And that's it to right all the way to the fence. That's going to score a run, and that's going to be extra bases. Alright, so that's a double for Cedeno, and it's 1-0 for the Astros. Jimmy Wynn now, full count. And that's going to be out of here, and it's going to be 3-0 for the Astros. Whoa, the Astros are kicking our butts. I guess they didn't kick our butts in the first game. We lost 1-0 in 10 innings, but... Oof. Alright, Bleffery now. Full count. And he walks. Take me out of this nightmare, somebody. Doug Rader is next, runner on first. 1 out, 2-0. That's it to second for 1, back to first for the double play. Whew. Houston scores 3 in the opening inning. It is 3-0 Houston going into the top of the second with Bob Bailey facing off against Denny LeMaster. 2-2 the count. And he grounds it weakly to the pitcher. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Ron Bryan is next, 1-1. That's it to left, and that's cut by Bleffery for out number 2. Floyd Wicker now, 0-2. Struck out swinging. That's the end of the inning. Johnny Edwards leading off the bottom of the second, 2-2. That's it weakly, but that's cut by Wine at shortstop for out number 1. Norm Miller is next, 0-2. That's it to right. Rusty Stubb is there, and he casually dives for out number 2. Denny LeMaster now, 2-2. Oh, that's it to right, but right at Stubb for out number 3. Astros go down in order in inning number 2. Top of the third incoming with Bobby Wine leading off for us, 0-1. That's it to right, and that's cut there by Miller for out number 1. Carl Morton now, 1-2. And he struck out swinging. That was a terrible swing. Ty Klein now, 2-0. Grounds it to short. Menske with the throw, and that's out number 3. We go down in order again. Bottom of the third incoming, Joe Morgan against Carl Morton. 0-2. Oh, struck out swinging. A very rare strikeout for Carl Morton. Circle the date on the calendar, folks. It has happened today. Dennis Menke, no count. And he pops. And that's cut for out number 2. Cesar Cedeno now, 1 and 2. That's it to right, and that's gonna be a base hit. So a 2-out single for the Astros, keep the inning alive. Jimmy Wynn now, 1 and 0. The runner goes, and he's safe. Runner in scoring position now, 3 and 0, and he walks on 4 pitches. Kurt Blefary with 2 runners on, 2 outs, no count. Grounds it to first. Bailey takes it to the base himself. That's out number 3. The Astros get 2 base runners, but they don't come across to score. They still have a 3-run lead. It is 3-0 Houston. Manny Mota, top of the 4th, no count. Grounds it to third. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. A Rusty Stubb now, 1 and 2. Struck out swinging. Mac Jones with 2 out, 2 and 2. That's it to center. And that's cut by Win for out number 3. Nothing going for the Expos. It's been a pretty rough series so far. Doug Rader, bottom of the 4th, 0 and 1. That's it to right. And that's out of here. That's another home run for the Astros. It is now 4-0 Houston against the poor Expos, who are getting clobbered in Houston today. Johnny Edwards now, no count. That's it, and cut by Wicker as a liner to third. That's out number 1. Norm Miller is next, full count. And he walks. Denny LeMaster now, 0 and 1. And he bunts. Oh, that's Pup. The pitcher gets it. That's out number 2. Joe Morgan is next, 1 and 2. Grounds it to second. Mota with the throw. That's out number 3. Top of the 5th incoming. However, the Astros add to their lead. It is now 4-0. Bob Bailey, top of the 5th. Full count. Nobody out, obviously. And he struck out swinging. Ron Bryan is next, 1 and 0. Grounds it to first, and he's thrown out for out number 2. Right, Floyd Wicker with 2 outs, 1 and 2. Struck out swinging. Denny LeMaster has a terrible record, but he is putting on a clinic today. We have 1 hit across 5 innings. Bottom of the 5th, Dennis Menke, the batter, 2 and 2. It's it to center for a base hit. Cesar Cedeno is next, 0 and 1 the count. Another base hit to center. So back-to-back singles, with the runners going all the way to third on the play. So there's runner on the corners and nobody out for Jimmy Wynn, who already has a 2-run home run in this game. Full count, and he walks. Alright, bases loaded, nobody out. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but that's a base hit by Blefary. And it scores 2 runs. It is now 6-0 for the Astros. Doug Rader is next. Nobody out, still 2 on. 1 and 1. Alright. He pops it to first. Bailey gets it for out number 1. Oh, it was an infield fly. Johnny Edwards, 1 and 0. Grounds it to second. Mota to second base, and that's all we get. So a fielder's choice. Runners on the corners. 2 outs now for Norm Miller. 2 and 2. Grounds it to third. We throw it to second, and that's that. All right, the Astros add 2 runs to their lead, 6-0 to score now. Bobby Wine. Look at that performance by Denny Lemaster. You wouldn't believe that he's 1-6. 0-2 to Bobby Wine. Grounds it to first. He's thrown out for out number 1. I think we're going to pinch it for Carl Morton. He's having a terrible game. We're going to go with... Let's go with Gary Gestad. 1-2. And he pops it to the catcher. 2 outs. Ty Klein now, 2-2. Struck out swinging. Alright, so after 6, we still have only 1 hit. Alright, let's bring Howie Reed again. Needs some innings. And he's not tired. Alright, Denis Lemaster, 2-2 the count. Struck out. Alright, that's good. That's good. Joe Morgan with 1 out. Full count. It's it to center. That's going to be a base hit. Dennis Menke now, 2-0. Grounds it to third, and that's a double play. And we are out of this inning. Top of the 7th coming. Man, we need some base runners. Manny Mota was our only hit today. 1-0. And he pops it to the catcher. That's out number 1. Rusty Stubb now, full count. Struck out swinging. Oof. 3 strikeouts for Rusty Stubb today. Mac Jones, 1-0. That's it to right. But pretty much right at matter for out number 3. Cesar Cedeno now the batter. 0-1, bottom of the 7th, 6-0 for the Astros, and that's line to Wicker at third, and that's out number 1. Jimmy Wynn is next, full count, and he walks. Kurt Blefary, runner on first, 1 out, 2-2. Struck out swinging. Doug Rader, 2-2. That's it to right, and it's going to be extra bases. And the runner is going to score on the plate. Is 7-0 for the Astros. So you would never think that the Astros are last place team playing against us. Johnny Edwards, 1-0. Grounds it to short. And that's out number 3. Alright, the Astros add 1 more run. It is 7-0. Alright, we got them exactly where we want. It's perfect for an epic comeback. Bob Beatty leading off the top of the 8th. Full count. Grounds it to third. Thrown out at first for out number 1. Ron Brandt now, 2-2. Oh, that's it to right, and that's our second base hit of the game. Look at us. Look at us flourishing here in inning number 8. Floyd Wicker with a runner on first, 1 out, 2-2. Struck out looking. And now Bobby Wine, 1-2. And he struck out as well. 10 strikeouts for Lemaster, who is 1-6 this season. Must I remind all of you. Norm Mitter, no count. Bottom of the 8th, we're down by 7, and that's a good play by Wine there. Nice dive. That's out number 1. Denis Lemaster, no count. Grounds it to second, and that's gonna be a base hit. I don't know what it is with this version of the game, but like the opposing pitchers, they get hits, and it's the same in my fictional league. It's crazy. All right, Joe Morgan, 3-1. And he walks. Right, 2 on, 1 out. 0-1. Okay, bad pitch, but it stays in front of Brown. 1-2. That's it to right. That's cut by Rusty Stubb for out number 2. Alright, Cesar Cedeno is next. 1-0. Grounds it, and that's in right for a base hit. A run scores on the play. It is now 8-0. Just 7-0 wasn't a good challenge enough for me to come back in the 9th inning. Now at 8-0, I feel like maybe I can start feeling good about myself. Right, 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs for Jimmy Wynn. No count. Oh, he pops. And Wine is there for out number 3. Alright. Do or die for the Expos. 8-0, Houston. Right, Clendenon is not hurt anymore, so he can come and pinch it. 1-2. And he struck out looking. 11 strikeouts for Denny LeMaster. Right, Ty Klein, another tough outing. We're gonna pinch it for him. I'm gonna bring Jose Herrera. 1-2. Grounds it to second. And he's thrown out at first for out number 2. Man, we're gonna be in the news. Manny Mota, no count. And he pops it, yeah. It's gonna be in the news that LeMaster had a complete game shutout. 2 hits allowed only. Oof. Oh, somebody had a on-base streak that ended today. Who would that be? Rusty Stubb, maybe? Yeah, it has to be him. Nobody else has been doing enough. Yeah, Rusty Stubb. 36 game on base streak that ended today. Juan Marshall, that was a complete game shutout against St. Louis. And LeMaster completely destroyed us. Oof, that was a rough outing in Houston. Oh, Howie Reed wants to be a starter. With your 22 stamina? I don't think so. Alright, next time out, we're gonna play a 3-game series in Cincinnati against the Reds. Reds are 22-18, definitely better than us at this point. So I guess the good news is that despite our 3 losses, we're now playing for 500, and we're still 4th in the division, and we're only 2.5 games out. Now it looks like the Pirates are first. The Cards have dropped. At one point the Cards had a 5-game lead, and now they are 3rd in the division. And no movement for us here. Alright folks, I'm gonna go ahead and save the game. You know what that means? That means that that's it for me tonight. So as usual, I do want to thank you for tuning in, and it is ARG out. So peace out folks, and see you all next time.